Welcome to this life-changing journey of self-discovery and wisdom. In this video, we will explore some of the most powerful lessons life has to offer. Lessons about authenticity, resilience, and the strength that lies within you. Together, we'll dive deep into the importance of letting go of others' opinions, trusting your own path, and embracing every challenge as an opportunity for growth. Why should you watch this video? Because it's not just about gaining knowledge, but about transformation. Every word is designed to remind you of your inner power, to help you rise above adversity, and to inspire you to live life on your own terms. Whether you're dealing with personal struggles, navigating relationships, or searching for deeper meaning, this video offers guidance that can lead you to a more fulfilling life. Stay with us until the end, because each lesson builds on the next, creating a journey that will leave you reflecting on how you can apply these truths in your own life. Before we start, I'd appreciate your support. If you liked the video, please subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated on future lessons. Honesty may not win you a large crowd of friends, but it will undoubtedly attract the kind of people who truly belong in your life, the ones who appreciate and respect your authenticity. It's important to let go of the suffocating burden of worrying about what others think of you because, in reality, most people are preoccupied with their own concerns, fears, and insecurities. Every precious moment you spend comparing your journey to someone else's is not just wasted time, but a theft of your own joy, robbing you of the chance to embrace your unique path. Life is too fleeting to allow your happiness to be tied to the validation or approval of others. Guard your heart, for people change, sometimes slowly and sometimes without warning. The person who was once your closest confidant can one day feel like a stranger in a crowded room. It's a painful truth, but it's one that will set you free when you learn to cherish your own company. The deepest contentment comes from within, from the quiet but powerful realization that you are enough just as you are. Relying on others to fill the void of happiness will only make you more vulnerable to disappointment. Share your progress and celebrate your growth, but keep your dreams close to your heart. Let your actions, not your words, speak for your aspirations, and you'll find that motivation flows naturally. Don't fear solitude. It's far better to stand alone in your truth than to surround yourself with people who drain your energy or diminish your worth. Mediocrity in companionship can be more lonely than solitude itself. Those who demand the most from you, your time, your effort, your emotional labor, are often the very ones who give the least in return. Learn to recognize this and protect your peace fiercely. Take your responsibilities with the seriousness they deserve, but don't let them steal your joy. Life requires balance, and laughter, even at yourself, is one of the greatest gifts you can give to your soul. Fear is not your enemy. It's a guide. It's there to remind you that something matters deeply to you, but it should never be allowed to hold you back. Be cautious of making life-altering decisions when you're overwhelmed by temporary emotions. Emotions can cloud judgment, and choices made in the heat of the moment can leave scars that last a lifetime. Never put anyone on a pedestal, for when you do, you're not elevating them. You're diminishing yourself, giving them the power to look down on you. Understand that people offer advice from their own limited perspective, not from your lived reality. And while their intentions may be good, not all advice is applicable. Sometimes, the thoughts swirling in your mind don't need to be spoken aloud. Silence can be just as powerful as words. Lastly, live with integrity. Don't engage in anything you'll later regret or have to conceal with lies. Let your truth shine brighter than any facade. Remember, light travels faster than sound, and so, there are those who appear radiant from afar but reveal their ignorance when they finally speak. Be the kind of light that remains brilliant both up close and at a distance, steady, genuine, and unwavering. Happiness is not something you need to chase. It's already within you, waiting to be uncovered. The peace and fulfillment you seek are not hidden in external achievements or fleeting moments of pleasure. They reside in your heart and mind, accessible whenever you choose to look inward. You don't owe anything to the dreams or regrets of your younger self, but you owe everything to the person you are today. The present version of yourself deserves your full attention, respect, and love. Self-care isn't about indulgence. It's about confronting the fact that sometimes your greatest obstacle is your own mind. Your doubts, fears, and overthinking. Your parents, with all their imperfections and limitations, were often right in ways that go beyond what academic qualifications can explain. Their wisdom, rooted in life experience, is something to cherish, not dismiss. When they offer advice, it comes from a place of care, and insulting them only serves to widen the emotional gap between you. Learn to listen with an open heart. Act with confidence, as if you've already walked the path before. Life has a way of becoming more manageable when you stop letting overthinking cloud your judgment. Overanalyzing doesn't just distort reality. It magnifies problems, creates unnecessary anxiety, and makes situations seem far worse than they truly are. When anger rises within you, pause and ask yourself, will this matter in 10 years? More often than not, the answer is no. Don't let temporary frustration steal your peace. Your body is the one vessel you've been given for this journey, and though it is remarkably resilient, it will only thrive when you care for it. Nourish it, move it, and respect its limits. The energy you put into your body is the energy you will get in return. And when someone insists almost too strongly that they are telling the truth, be cautious. It's often a sign that the opposite is true. In every role you play, whether it's at work, in friendships, or in love, authenticity is your greatest strength. You'll never fail when you show up as your true self, unfiltered and unapologetic. Don't fall into the trap of comparing your messy, behind-the-scenes struggles to the curated highlight reel of someone else's life. Everyone's journey has hidden battles and quiet triumphs. Just because you miss someone doesn't mean they still belong in your life. Missing them is part of the healing process, a sign that you're moving on. In relationships, initial attraction may be sparked by physical appearance, but in time, you'll realize that it's their values, not their looks, that shape your shared future, especially when children and a family enter the picture. Life is a series of trade-offs. You can't have everything, and with every choice, you're exchanging one thing for another. To know who your true friends are, look for those who speak well of you behind your back, but are brave enough to be honest and critical to your face. These are the people who care enough to challenge you, not just flatter you. Letting go, whether of people, habits, or past dreams, is incredibly difficult, but often it's the most liberating thing you can do for yourself. Each time you confront your fears, you build the courage to face them again. Over time, fear loses its grip, and you grow braver. Never make someone a priority in your life if they only see you as an option. You cannot be friends with everyone. Trying to please everyone will only leave you disconnected from your true self. Listen more than you speak. You were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. The biggest lesson life will teach you is that everything changes. You don't live just one life. You live many lives within the span of one lifetime, each one marked by growth, transformation, and reinvention. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Life becomes lighter and more beautiful when you train yourself to see the good in others, even when it's not immediately obvious. You can try to stop change, just like you can cut all the flowers in a garden, but you cannot prevent spring from coming. People's actions will always speak louder than their words, and if you pay attention, they will reveal more about their true nature than anything they could ever tell you. Everything you do, every decision, every mistake, every triumph, is creating the dots you'll later connect to understand the bigger picture of your life. Commitment is the spark that gets you started. Consistency is what builds momentum, and persistence is what keeps you moving forward through challenges, setbacks, and doubts. Keep going, and trust that everything you're doing now is shaping the person you're meant to become. You can fall in love more than once, and each love will shape you in ways you never imagined. The heart is resilient, capable of healing, growing, and finding new connections even after it feels shattered. When someone you love walks away, don't despair. More often than not, their departure is clearing space for something better. Trust that sometimes, losing love is the universe's way of guiding you to something richer, deeper, and more fulfilling. If someone tries to tear you down, Understand it's a reflection of their insecurity, not your worth. Their attempts only confirm that you're soaring above the limitations they've set for themselves. Never make promises lightly, for words hold tremendous weight. A promise you forget or dismiss might be everything to someone else, shaping their trust, hope, or dreams. Revisiting a relationship with an ex is like stepping out of a refreshing shower only to put on the same old, dirty clothes. It feels comfortable for a moment, but soon enough the staleness sets back in. Keep your mind wide open to the world around you, like an artist absorbing every detail and nuance. But be ready to think, fail, and learn like a scientist. Life is a grand experiment, and growth only happens when we're willing to embrace our failures and learn from them. You won't stumble upon your purpose like a treasure buried somewhere far off. Your purpose is something you create, right where you are, by infusing meaning into the things you do, the people you touch, and the life you lead. Everything in your life can change in a heartbeat, a phone call, a decision, or a chance encounter. This is why gratitude is so vital. Don't take your current blessings for granted. Instead, cherish what you have and use it to make the world a little brighter, a little better, in every small way that you can. True richness doesn't come from accumulating material possessions. It comes from seeking new experiences, adventures, and lessons that broaden your soul. Clarity in life doesn't come from overthinking or endless contemplation. It's born out of action. You can't think your way into a new life. You have to step out and create it with every action you take. Your life is a reflection of your mindset. If you focus on scarcity, fear, and negativity, that's what you'll see. But if you approach life with abundance, gratitude, and hope, the world will reflect that back to you. Happiness isn't a destination you chase. It's the path you walk. It's not waiting for you at some distant point in the future. It's here, right now, in the present. All you have is the now, and how you choose to spend it will determine the life you create. Be wise enough to ask for advice when you need it, but even wiser in knowing whose counsel is worth following. Not everyone has the insight or experience to guide you, so choose your mentors carefully. If you could leave one thing behind in this world, let it be your ego. It's the ego that holds us back, traps us in the need for validation, and prevents us from connecting deeply with others. When you let go of ego, you free yourself to experience life fully, to see the beauty in even the smallest moments. The more grateful you are, the more you will begin to notice the abundance of beauty around you. Life will seem more generous, the colors brighter, the people kinder, and your heart fuller. Gratitude transforms your perspective, and in turn, your world. There will be some painful memories that you can't erase, but in time, you'll stop caring about them. They'll lose their power to hurt you, and one day you'll realize that they no longer hold you captive. Until then, don't stress over what you can't change. Let time do its healing work. Success isn't about having endless resources at your disposal. It's about being resourceful, finding creative solutions, making the most of what you have, and turning challenges into opportunities. Fear is one of the most limiting forces in life, silently dictating people's choices, steering them away from their dreams. Do everything in your power to face fear head-on, to conquer it piece by piece, and celebrate every victory over it. Fear may always be present, but the more you face it, the weaker its grip becomes. You can't reach new horizons if you're too afraid to leave the familiar behind. True growth requires stepping away from the shore and trusting that the vast unknown holds more for you than the safety of staying where you are. It's only when you let go of the comfort of the shore that you'll discover the wonders of new lands, new experiences, and a new version of yourself. It's never too late to pursue the dreams that have been quietly simmering in your heart. No matter how much time has passed or how many obstacles have stood in your way, the door to your aspirations remains open. The world may be full of detractors, people who doubt you, criticize you, or try to pull you down. But remember that their negativity often stems from their own fears and insecurities. They may have given up on their own dreams, and seeing you pursue yours reminds them of what they lost. Don't let their voices drown out the fire inside you. Their opinions are not your truth, and their fears should not become your limitations. You have the power to build a shield against this noise. to protect your mind and spirit from the doubts others project onto you. The past is a story only you truly understand, a complex tapestry of experiences, emotions, and lessons that are uniquely yours. Discussing it with others might seem tempting, but often, people misunderstand or misinterpret your journey. Some may even use it against you, turning your vulnerabilities into weapons. Instead, hold your past close, treasure the lessons it has taught you, and let it be a source of quiet strength. What's done is done, and no amount of anger or regret can rewrite history. Rather than fixating on whose fault it was or what went wrong, focus on what lies ahead. The future holds infinite possibilities, but if you spend today mourning what didn't go your way, tomorrow will be just as bleak. Sometimes, the world tries to tell you who you should be, through societal expectations, the opinions of others, or the roles you've been conditioned to play. But if you never stop to reflect, to truly listen to your own inner voice, you may never discover who you really are. Life won't unfold the way you plan, but that's often where the magic happens. I've been in moments where it felt like everything had fallen apart, sitting alone with the weight of the world on my shoulders, convinced I had hit rock bottom. But in those darkest times, I encountered people and lessons that changed the course of my life. The wisdom I gained from those experiences might be exactly what you need right now. Sometimes, the greatest breakthroughs happen when life doesn't go as expected. People aren't against you, even if it feels that way. Most of the time, they're simply for themselves, wrapped up in their own lives, desires, and concerns. This truth may be difficult to accept, but it's also liberating. Understanding that others' actions aren't a reflection of your worth allows you to step back and focus on what truly matters, your path forward. What's ahead of you is far greater than anything you've left behind. When relationships end or people drift away, it's not a failure, but a necessary step in your journey. Sometimes, you have to let go and walk away to make room for new growth. True friends reveal themselves not when everything is going well, but when you're at your lowest, standing by you when the rest of the world seems to have walked out. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. The only way out of hardship, confusion, or pain is through yourself. No one else can rescue you or chart your course. The strength to rise comes from within, from your resilience, your determination, and your ability to find meaning even in the midst of chaos. So face the challenges head on. Protect your dreams fiercely, and always trust that what's to come is better than what's gone. Your tomorrow is a blank canvas, and you hold the brush. You are far stronger than you realize. Every challenge, every heartbreak, and every setback you've endured has left you undefeated, standing tall, a testament to your resilience. You've faced your darkest days, survived each storm, and you're still here, stronger than before. It's easy to forget in moments of doubt, but the truth is, you've already overcome so much, and that makes you capable of surviving whatever comes next. No one will ever take care of you as fiercely, as loyally, or as consistently as you will take care of yourself. Others may support or uplift you, but the real strength lies within you, in the way you rise after every fall. Fear is a powerful force, but once you confront it head on, you realize that nothing is as hard as it first seemed. In fact, some of the most beautiful miracles in life blossom from the seeds of hardship. Every struggle is an opportunity for growth, every setback a lesson in resilience. The moment you believe in yourself, you've already won half the battle. But remember, not everyone you meet has genuine intentions. Some may pretend to have your best interests at heart, but only you can truly protect your path. The days when you feel like doing nothing, when your energy is low and your motivation is drained, are the days when it's most important to take action. Those small efforts on the hardest days build momentum for your future. You can't control the world around you or the actions of others, but you can always control how you feel, how you think, and how you respond. Stop trying to change other people. It's a futile effort. Change comes from within, and no amount of pushing or persuading can transform someone who isn't ready. Instead, focus on your own journey. Hardships have a way of preparing ordinary people for extraordinary destinies. The future belongs to those who dare to dream, who believe in the beauty of their visions even when the world says otherwise. Sometimes, finding the right direction in life means surrendering to the winds of change, letting them guide you to places you never imagined. Never sacrifice your growth for the sake of anyone else. Personal growth is sacred, and no relationship, no situation should hold you back from becoming the person you are destined to be. Pain, while inevitable, does not have to lead to suffering. Suffering is a choice, a mindset, and you have the power to choose differently. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and infinitely smarter than you give yourself credit for. Trust yourself. Look at how far you've come. You've faced impossible odds before, and you've emerged victorious every time. True strength reveals itself when you have no other option but to be strong. Change is not something to fear. It's an invitation to embrace life fully, to grow, evolve, and become something greater than you were before. Whether you make yourself miserable or you make yourself strong, the effort required is the same. The key difference is in where you focus that energy. Keep your expectations grounded in yourself. Others may fail you, circumstances may change, but the only person you can truly rely on is you. Life won't always be fair, but even in the darkest times, you must keep fighting, because surrender is never an option. Honesty is one of the most valuable gifts you can give or receive, but don't expect it from people who don't value themselves or you. It's a rare treasure, something to be cherished when you find it, and something to be guarded when you give it. When patience finally pays off, and it will, you'll realize the waiting wasn't as long or as painful as it seemed. In fact, it will feel like just the right amount of time for everything to fall into place. Before you can truly love anyone else, you must first love yourself. Your relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. When pain comes into your life, it's not there to break you. It's there to teach you. Pain is a teacher, not a punishment. Good judgment, the wisdom we seek, often comes from the trials of bad decisions. Those mistakes are not something to regret, but something to learn from. Don't let the weight of your past hold you down or limit the potential of your future. You are not defined by the mistakes you've made or the hardships you've endured. The only limits that exist in your life are the ones you place on yourself. Let go of those limitations, and you'll find that the possibilities are boundless. There are no limits to what you can achieve except for the ones you create in your mind. Set yourself free from those constraints, and the world will open up in ways you never imagined. We must learn to face the challenges that life presents head-on, rather than wishing they weren't there. Challenges are not barriers meant to stop us, but opportunities to rise, grow, and discover our inner strength. Letting go is not a one-time decision, but a daily practice. Every day, we must choose to release the pain, the regrets, and the disappointments that hold us back. It's a conscious effort, repeated over and over, that allows us to move forward. The most difficult roads, the ones that seem impossible at times, often lead to the most breathtaking destinations. It's on those tough paths that we uncover our resilience, our courage, and our capacity to create something beautiful out of struggle. There will come a point in your life where you must decide whether to turn the page, start a new chapter, or close the book altogether. Change is inevitable, and when the storm hits, know that you won't be the same person on the other side of it. That's the beauty of hardship. It transforms you. It molds you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever imagined. Courage is the cornerstone of every other virtue, because without it, we cannot consistently practice love, kindness, integrity, or patience. It's easy to talk about these values, but it takes real courage to live by them, especially when life gets tough. So many people cheat themselves out of half a chance, allowing fear to hold them back from living fully. You don't drown just because you fall into the water. You drown because you stay there, paralyzed by fear, instead of swimming towards safety. Life, by its very nature, is risky. There's no avoiding the risks that come with living authentically, but the greatest risk of all is doing nothing. Letting life pass you by while you stay rooted in fear or indecision. Growth requires action, even if that action feels uncertain or scary. Each new chapter of your life will demand a different version of you. The person you are now may not be enough to handle the challenges of tomorrow, but that's okay. Life is a constant process of shedding old skins and stepping into new ones. Trust that as you take each step forward, you'll evolve into who you need to be. Don't let anyone convince you that you don't deserve what you desire. You are worthy of your dreams, and the greatest danger is not in reaching too high, but in being overly cautious and never reaching at all. The most important lessons in life often come from falling. Failure is not the end. It's part of the process. Every time you fall, you build the foundation for better days ahead. Bad days are not wasted. They are the building blocks for the good days that will follow. Instead of wasting your energy criticizing others or comparing yourself to them, focus on improving yourself. Let your own growth keep you so busy that there's no room for judgment or negativity. People have a way of complicating their lives, creating unnecessary drama or conflict as if life itself wasn't complicated enough. It's important to recognize that not everyone in this world wishes you well. Some people, intentionally or not, will try to bring you down, but don't let that shake you. Happiness and unhappiness are not constants. They are relative states, determined by our perspective and the comparisons we make. True happiness often comes from having felt true despair. It's the depth of our struggles that gives us the capacity to experience the height of our joys. So embrace the complexity, the falls, the risks, and the storms. Each one shapes you, bringing you closer to your true self. And remember, no matter how hard it gets, you are always capable of rising again, stronger and more determined than before. Hard times often come wrapped in the guise of difficulty, but they can be blessings in disguise, shaping us in ways we cannot yet understand. It's through the pain and the struggle that we emerge stronger, more resilient, and infinitely wiser. Suffering is part of the human experience, and while it tests us, it also transforms us into better versions of ourselves. We grow not in spite of our challenges, but because of them. The hardships we face carve out spaces within us for strength, compassion, and wisdom to grow. Replaying scenarios in your mind, imagining how things could have gone differently, is a futile exercise. Life is unpredictable, and no amount of mental rehearsal can prepare you for the twists and turns reality will throw your way. The situation will never match the version you've crafted in your imagination. So release yourself from the need to control every outcome. People will come and go from your life like waves on the shore, some leaving a lasting impression, while others fade into memories you once thought would last forever. The ones you least expect may become nothing more than fleeting moments in your story, but that's okay. Life is ever-changing, and part of its beauty lies in the impermanence of relationships and experiences. One of the most profound lessons I've learned is that healing happens at the speed of forgiveness. The sooner you let go of anger, resentment, and regret, the quicker you open yourself to peace and healing. Forgiveness is not just about releasing others, it's about freeing yourself. To truly enjoy life, you need a bit of foolishness, a willingness to be playful, to take risks, to laugh at your mistakes. But it takes wisdom to avoid the kinds of missteps that turn into long-lasting regrets. Hard times don't create heroes. They reveal the hero that already exists within you. When everything falls apart, when life is at its most difficult, that's when your inner strength and courage come to the surface. Happiness is not about living a problem-free life. It's about developing the ability to face those problems head-on with grace and determination. The bravest thing any of us can do is to have the courage to leave behind the stories we tell ourselves about who we are. To truly live our dreams, we must be willing to let go of the past, the mistakes, the failures, even the successes, because they don't define us. We must redefine ourselves for the future we want to create. Nothing in your life will change unless you do. Holding onto old habits, fears, or even parts of your identity that no longer serve you will keep you trapped in unhappiness. Sometimes, you have to let go of the very things you thought you needed in order to find true happiness. Obstacles are inevitable, but they don't have to stop you. When you hit a wall, it's not the end. It's just a challenge. You can climb it, go around it, or even break through it. The path forward may not always be easy, but with persistence and creativity, there's always a way. Life won't always give you exactly what you want, But if you keep trying, it has a way of giving you what you need. Often, the things we think we want are not what will bring us true fulfillment. Trust that the universe has a plan, and sometimes the detours are where the real treasure lies. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. The first step toward change is deciding that you're not going to stay where you are. Complacency is the enemy of growth. The hardest lesson in life is knowing which bridges to cross and which ones to burn. Not every path is worth following, and not every person deserves a place in your future. Letting go of the past or certain relationships can be painful, but it's necessary for your personal evolution. Pay attention to the lessons life is trying to teach you. They will come when you're ready, not a moment sooner. The key is being open and aware, willing to embrace the wisdom that comes from experience. Life is a constant process of learning and unlearning. Sometimes, it's only when we let go of the familiar that we can truly step into our potential. Every obstacle is an opportunity, every hardship a lesson, and every goodbye a new beginning. Keep moving forward with faith, courage, and a heart that is always open to growth. Facing your emotions head-on will give you more strength and lasting happiness than repressing or ignoring them ever could. It may be difficult in the moment, but confronting your fears, your doubts, and your pain helps you heal and grow. Repression only builds barriers, but acceptance and understanding break them down. If you believe deeply in something, stand up for it. No matter the opposition, your convictions are a part of who you are, and letting them guide you will bring a sense of purpose and integrity. Guard your thoughts when you are alone, for it is in solitude that your true self is revealed. And when you are in company, watch your words carefully, because once spoken, they have the power to either build connections or break them. If you don't live your life on your own terms, others will undoubtedly try to live it for you. People will impose their expectations, desires, and judgments upon you if you allow them. Be the one steering the wheel of your own life, because nobody else can navigate it the way you can. While you pursue your goals, take a moment to be grateful for what you already have. Gratitude shifts your mindset from lack to abundance and makes the journey far more enjoyable. Life teaches us time and again that just wanting something doesn't make it happen. It requires action, patience, and persistence. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you won't fit in, and that's okay. It's better to stand alone in your truth than to lose yourself trying to blend in with others. Every journey has its last day, so don't rush it. Let the moments unfold as they should. When one door closes, another opens. But if you're too busy lamenting over the past, you might miss the opportunity that's waiting for you. Trust your instincts, even when the world is shouting in opposition. Your inner voice is often wiser than the external noise, and it knows what's best for you. Never take the people in your life for granted. You don't know when they may leave, and it's often only in their absence that you realize just how much they meant to you. Gratitude has the power to transform what you have into more than enough. It shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's already present, filling your life with joy and contentment. Remember, happiness is not a distant destination that you reach after ticking all the boxes. It's a mindset, a way of living each day with appreciation and presence. Challenges are inevitable, but they are also the best teachers. Never back down from a real challenge, because within it lies the opportunity for growth and wisdom. You are the only one who can decide whether to be your own best friend or worst enemy, and that choice will determine how you navigate life's difficulties. While you cannot control the actions of others, you can always choose how to respond. Your response is your power, your freedom, and your responsibility. Don't dwell on endings with sadness. Smile because those moments happened, because they added something meaningful to your life. Sometimes, losing everything is the only way to discover who you truly are. Stripped of comfort and familiarity, you're forced to confront your core and rebuild from a place of authenticity. People improve through experience only if they are willing to learn from their mistakes and embrace the lessons hidden within hardship. Tough times teach us that our resilience runs deeper than we ever thought possible. Speak up for yourself. No one else will do it for you. Silence may seem easier, but in the long run, it only hinders your growth. You won't always be able to help someone change, no matter how much you want it for them. There will come a day when you realize that your efforts are in vain, and that they don't truly want to change. At that point, it's okay to let go. Your life is the direct result of the choices you make. There is no grand plan, only the consequences of the decisions you've made along the way. Be careful with your kindness, for while it's a beautiful gift, it has limits, and some people may take advantage of your generosity. Patience is indeed a virtue, but so is knowing when it's time to take action. You can either let your struggles defeat you, or rise from them as the hero of your own story. Time spent with those you love is the most valuable currency you possess, far more precious than any material wealth. Life is a journey filled with highs and lows, and learning how to ride the waves, rather than resist them, is the key to inner peace. We often forget that happiness doesn't come from acquiring what we lack, but from recognizing and appreciating what we already have. Your future is a reflection of the past that you've learned to understand. Help yourself first, because no one else can do it for you. Once you realize this, you'll feel a sense of control over your life like never before. True strength doesn't come from moments of ease. It reveals itself in times of adversity. It's in those moments, when the world feels like it's crumbling around you, that you discover just how powerful you truly are. Forgiveness isn't always about the other person. Often, it's about liberating yourself from the heavy burden of resentment. Holding on to anger only harms you, while letting go creates space for peace and healing. Self-love is the cornerstone upon which a fulfilling and meaningful life is built. Without it, everything feels fragile, but with it, you have the strength to weather any storm. Don't let the fear of failure hold you back from pursuing your dreams. Every mistake you make is an opportunity to learn, grow, and become better. Failure is not the end. It's simply a step along the way to success. And remember, words can cut deeper than actions. They leave lasting scars, so choose them with care and intention. True greatness doesn't lie in never falling. It lies in your ability to rise again each time you do. It doesn't matter how many times you fall, as long as you get back up. The two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you discover your purpose. That moment of clarity, when you understand why you're here and what you're meant to do, can change everything. Often, it's adversity that prepares an ordinary person for an extraordinary destiny. Hard times forge resilience, and through them, we find our strength. Positive thinking may not solve every problem, but it makes life infinitely better than approaching everything with a negative mindset. The only true mistake is the one you refuse to learn from. Your past is a place to reflect and grow, but it's not somewhere you should dwell. Don't live there. Take the lessons, but keep moving forward. Everything great takes time, so don't rush the process. Trust in it. Patience is key. Great dreams require consistent, healthy habits, and those habits are born out of self-discipline. Stay positive, especially in negative situations. If you do, you've already won half the battle. When life feels overwhelming, take a deep breath and remember, it's just a bad day, not a bad life. Success is about persistence. Fall 7 times, but get up 8. Sometimes you win, and sometimes you learn. Both are valuable. Your mindset shapes your reality. If you believe something is possible, you'll see opportunities everywhere. If you believe it's not, you'll only see obstacles in your path. The key is to try, because if you don't, nothing will ever happen. Don't give up on yourself. Remember why you started in the first place. Becoming the best version of yourself requires obsession, dedication, and a willingness to grow. What you think, you create. Keep your mind calm, and your thoughts will become clearer. When you want to quit the most, that's exactly when you need to keep pushing forward. Your thoughts can either be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. So learn to control them before they control you. Sometimes growth happens quietly. Forget about seeking attention. Become a ghost and focus on your personal development. Diamonds form under pressure, and so do you. The first step to getting anywhere is deciding that staying where you are is no longer an option. The true test of a person's character is how they act when no one is watching. Don't ruin yourself by trying to impress people who are already ruined themselves. Stay away from those who make you feel lonely. No company is far better than bad company. And remember, Don't compare your life to others. You have no idea what battles they're fighting behind the scenes. To avoid disappointment, expect nothing from anyone. Rely on yourself, and let your happiness come from within. Stress is temporary, but the lessons it teaches can last a lifetime. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Generosity is beautiful, but learn your limits. Takers often have none, and they'll drain you if you let them. In life, you have three choices. You can watch things happen, make things happen, or sit back and wonder what happened. Live with no regrets, just lessons. Let go of worries and embrace acceptance. Instead of expectations, practice gratitude. Life is too short to waste it on what-ifs. The more you care about others, the more depth you'll find within yourself. It's not about gaining things you don't have, but appreciating the abundance that's already around you. We suffer more in our minds than we ever do in reality. Don't let anyone know what you're working on until it's done. Protect your goals and your energy. The only person who truly cares about your dreams is you. So focus on those who love you and don't waste energy on those who don't. Your vision may be blurry now, but it will clear with time and patience. Take care of your body. It's the vessel through which you experience life. Health is a form of wealth, and without it, everything else loses value. Your mind is both your strongest muscle and your worst enemy. Train it every day, more times than most people even try. There are two things you should never get angry about: what you can control and what you cannot. Choose to live in such a way that when others speak ill of you, no one will believe them. The beginning is always the hardest part of any journey, but it's also the most important. Rule your life with your mind, not your emotions. Every bad decision you've made probably had more emotion than reason behind it. Learn from that and choose wisely moving forward. Self-confidence is a virtue, and so is perseverance. Life isn't about holding all the right cards. It's about playing the cards you've been dealt in the best way possible. If you expect life to be fair simply because you are, you'll only set yourself up for disappointment. Now that we've explored these profound truths, take a moment to reflect. What have you learned so far? Comment below on one lesson that resonated with you the most, and share how you plan to apply it in your life. We'd love to hear your insights and experiences. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more empowering content. Your journey to a stronger, more authentic self starts here, together.